clearly Tua was the right choice in Alabama, right? And to me, that's what Nick Saban showed in barking at Maria Taylor and her appropriate question, saying you're trying to get me to say something negative, because her question is what did you learn from the quarterbacks? And we saw what we saw from Tua. How do you think this all plays out for Alabama the rest of the season at the quarterback position, Brian?
Well, I think, what you've seen from Nick this week, he's named Tua the starter,
yep,
and that he'll use Jalen in certain situations, i.e. short yardage goal line where he can run the football. I think that's what you're going to see for the remainder of the season from Alabama, and I think it's the right decision from Nick Saban, because Tua Tagovailoa opens up their offense in a myriad of different ways. But the question is the way that Nick Saban handled that controversy through the offseason, preseason, first game, and then with Maria, who, you're right, asked a completely inbounds question. And it's kind of interesting to see that Nick Saban, who so many young coaches, players look up to, fall down in that moment. Because he would admit, I think, that he fell down in that moment. Because so many people look up to him, you don't want coaches to have to act like that. And so hopefully he learns from it, and hopefully those watching understand that you don't need to act like that to be a head coach at any level.
Brian Griese, college football analyst for ESPN, and we'll get to Monday Night Football and the NFL in a second. So, do you think that quarterbacks who get passed over, or think they have an opportunity to start, that should have free reign to transfer whenever they want, however they want in college football, Brian?
Well, Rich, you're asking a guy that when I came to Michigan, I was sixth on the depth chart. Behind guys like Todd Collins and Jay Reamersma and Jason Carr and Scott Loeffler, on and on and on. And, I have a different take on it. I waited my time. You never know what's going to happen with injuries and other kids that leave. I look back at what happened in my career, and if I had made a quick decision as a young, immature 18, 19-year-old to leave and go to some other school or a MAC school or Division II or III school, what I would have missed out on, and had I not stuck it out. And I think a lot of that comes from, our old friend Bo Schembechler, who said those who stay will be champions. And I still believe that in my heart. And even when, the number one recruit in the country, Scott Dreisbach, came in and he started over me as a younger player, and then they recruited a guy from California. You may have heard of him.
Yes.
So I would love to see the epidemic of quarterback transfers in college kind of subside a little bit, because I think it's gotten out of control.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.